chain you to a pipe in a crawl space if you don't get on the bag.
When aggro parents let their emotions fly, it can ruin match day. Not just for the kids playing, but for the supporters and volunteer refs.
You could have been hitting it at full place, but you were slow. Too slow and too slow passing back too. Come on, pick it up. Useless.
Now the Tauranga Netball Centre is calling timeout on problem parents. Emailing parents last week to say it is not acceptable and quite frankly embarrassing for adults to be acting aggressively towards anyone, especially our young people. Adding, we are seriously considering reverting back to COVID process where all spectators remained outside the court enclosures. No one wants to see supporters sin-binned, but it's a problem sports clubs across the Motua are facing.
Poor sideline behaviour really affects kids' confidence and their motivation and their enjoyment of sport as well. You know, we want kids to go and have a love of being active and being involved in sport. We know kids drop out because of, and that's drop out of refereeing or that's dropping out of playing because of instances of sideline behaviour.
Well, joining us now is Tauranga Netball Centre Manager Tracy Walters. Tracy, what sort of behaviour are you seeing?
Well, I think people just get right into the whole competitive nature of the sport, and they they can even be over the top with their own children. They want them to do well, so they're yelling loud. They think they're encouraging them, but really they're just being overly loud. If the umpires don't make the calls that they want them to make, everyone's an umpire. We know this in every sport. So, they're verbally saying that loudly and aggressively. So, yeah, it just doesn't... The kids... Its impacts on the kids overall.
Yeah, what is the impact on the kids? How do they react? How do they feel? Do they ever tell you?
Well, I've actually spoken to a couple of young umpires, when they've been upset, and what you hear is that they're anxious, that they lose their confidence, that sometimes they're embarrassed because obviously adults are yelling out loudly. So those are the kinds of emotions they go through, and it's not very positive.
So you've let people know by email you've had enough, and have you had any sort of response?
So when the email was sent out, we actually got a lot of responses back from the community praising us for sending that out. And, the response ended up where I've ended up on the project today. So, yeah, it was a good response.
I kind of worry that the sort of people who are going to behave like this on the side of a netball court are not the sort of people who are going to listen to an email or even identify that that's who you're talking about. Do you think it'll make an impact?
You'd actually be surprised, Jesse. It's a lot of adults say things that they might reflect back on later and not realise that it's actually impacted on someone. So we try to get these positive messages out through our Good Sports videos, just so that people can stop, reflect, and think about how they act on the sideline and maybe be able to change, have some learnings from that.
Do you think other parents should call the bad behaviour out? When you see something, say something, or is that a little bit too risky?
Yes, so we at the Tauranga Netball Centre, we encourage parents not to have it out on the courts. We do have a process here where they can come to the office and ask for an official. We've got a small group of volunteer umpire coaches who act as umpire coaches for our up-and-coming umpires, plus they act as mentors for the adults on the sideline that need some mentoring.
Have any parents ever had a punch-up?
Not that I know of. Not here.
Awesome. Good luck and thanks so much for your time.
Ngā mihi.
Kia ora everyone, it's Friday night at the project and Cara Rickard's here.
Nice night for me to be here because I am that parent.
No, you're not.
I'm just very competitive, can get very vocal. Not so much at my children's rugby or football games because I never played those sports, but I had a mildly average basketball career, so when my daughter's playing basketball, I just can't help myself sometimes.
You want her to achieve what you didn't.
Yeah, just kind of like living my unfulfilled basketball dreams out through my child, like all parents who are vocal on the sidelines, I imagine.
So when you asked have there ever been any punch-ups, what you failed to add was, like happened last week at my game.
No, I never abused the refs or other people's children, just like to yell encouraging instructions to my own child, and she just goes, Like full death stare.
Yeah, because that's the thing, eh? It's not just about the other adults, it's about your poor kid who's just like, oh, don't say that. Although, to be fair, I did just see it's about to be like -5 in Christchurch tomorrow morning. If I had to take my kid to football tomorrow morning, I'd be screaming on the sidelines.
I watch my daughter's team play water polo, and I just enjoy it. You know, I just sit back as a parent and just enjoy that they're out there having fun. You know, unless they're losing. And then I get quite angry and I let them know.
Well, as a former competitive swimmer yourself, I don't know if Jeremy's mentioned this on the show, but he's got quite a bit of experience. Hey, I've got an important announcement actually in New Zealand. It's Jeremy Corbett's birthday.
Thank you.
We love you very much.
Thank you. Back at you, and you had one last week, so you weren't on air though, so it doesn't count.